forests out there. I'm Timothy Case.
And some call me Heather Jane, the Southern Belle.
And you're listening to...
To an extent.
To an extent.
Let's try that again. That sucked.
To
an
extent.
That was even worse. Okay, you have a hair.
So,
you have a hair on your nose. It's a dog hair from our. It must have crept over from our other podcast show, Pet Parlor.
Yeah, must have.
Which we have on. What days do we have that on now?
Well, if we actually do
it, we have it on Wednesdays, right?
Yep. And if this is the first time you're listening to this show, it's about conspiracies and cults and paranormal.
And the occult.
And weird stuff.
Weird stuff. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do,
that was like one of the worst impressions of X-Files theme. You at least tried, Heather.
I did try.
You at least tried.
That cake, the Bart Simpson cake that says, at least you tried.
At least you tried. Anyway, today's episode is, if you've read it, it says, something weird in Texas.
No idea. I haven't read it. Tell me, what is something weird in Texas? What is that weird thing in Texas? Is it our grandmother? Is it Grandma Joe?
No, so what it is, it's...
I do have a Grandmother Joe, by the way.
You do have a grandmother?
Yeah, Grandmother Jovina.
I don't have any grandparents.
Well, my grandparents are dead.
This is not a competition, Heather.
Well, excuse me.
Anyway, have you ever heard of the Waco, Texas incident?
No, I have not.
I only know it because I was a little
there, didn't I?
Younger of a kid.
You're like, oh, she's totally gonna know about it.
No,
I don't know about it. Shit.
Because I asked you beforehand too. But if I'm thinking right, the incident happened back when I was about 2 years old.
Okay, so this was
so you weren't
before
even
I was
born. But there was an incident with a quote-unquote cult.
Was it the Chupacabra?
No, the cult was called...
Chupacabra apparently lives in Texas.
Chupacabra lives everywhere.
Says you.
I know. I'm the conspiracy theorist here.
Chupacabra they have a summer home, though, in Texas. They have a summer beach house.
Why? They always live in the South.
South Texas.
Anyway... We're off topic here.
Okay, fine. Sorry, that's a bad habit of mine.
This is not about the Chupacabra. This is about a group called the Branch Davidians.
Okay.
And they were a cult.
Is it a tree?
No.
No tree?
No.
Okay.
So, what the Branch Davidians are they're an offshoot of a Davidian Seventh-day Adventist church.
What is that?
So, Seventh-day Adventists are Christians that believe that the Sabbath is on Saturday instead of Sunday.
The Catholics believe that.
Yes, but unlike Catholics, Seventh-day Adventists don't believe that you should drink or smoke. And they're kind of...
So they're kind of like Catholic Mormons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Sure.
They don't believe in the Catholicism hoopla type of thing.
Okay.
But anyway, back in 1993, February 28th of 1993, so we just passed the anniversary of it. I keep on passing anniversaries of them.
Yeah, what gives, Tim?
Oh, no.
Jeez.
There was an actual attack by the ATF, Alcohol, Tobaccos, and Firearms, on their compound in Waco, Texas.
Jeez. That sounds pretty intense.
So there's kind of a weird history to go, what is the Branch Davidians? Mm-hmm. And so how they kind of started was back in about 1885 area.
1835 or 1935?
1885.
Oh, 1885.
This is where we're
sorry.
starting here.
I thought you said 35.
The Branch Davidians or the Seventh-day Adventists kind of started a whole way of life.
So they started their cult.
Their cult, in a sense. This guy named Victor Houteff started the Branch Davidians. And he was an immigrant from Bulgaria who put out these little tracts. Now, what tracts are, they're like little papers that are saying about your religion.
Yeah, come join us.
Was it Jehovah's Witnesses are like notorious for putting tracts out, and sometimes was it Salvation Army?
We had a Jehovah's Witness come by the house the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were they very friendly?
It was a very scared little guy, like kid, and then an older lady just like standing there behind him, like menacingly.
Like how young of a little kid is this? Like
he was like in his 20s, like early 20s.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, is this like
maybe
some
like 18?
Yeah, because they kind of sent him out. Like
pretty young.
Yeah.
But anyway, he seemed terrified to be knocking at the door.
Anyway, these tracts that Victor put out were called Shepherd's Rod, and he was calling for the reformation of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Wow, you went right in the gutter on that one.
Shepherd's Rod.
Wow.
Come on, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Come on.
This is religion, Heather.
Yeah, I'm a horrible person, and I'm going to hell, and I own that.
That's all right. If you talk to me and my friend Wolf, like we've said enough jokes between ourselves that like
go to hell
the
together.
devil is going to sign off the deed to us.
Oh no, it's already been done. We know that we're going down there. We're just planning the reception right about now.
Anyway, Victor and his followers wound up settling near Waco, Texas in 1935 after being rebuffed by the Seventh-day Adventist leaders. Mm-hmm. So all the Seventh-day Adventists don't have any association with the Branch Davidians. This is just a specific sect that wound up breaking off from them.
Okay, so they're,
they began to prepare for the immediate return of Jesus, complaining that the Seventh-day Adventist Church abandoned their task for favor of worldly pursuits. Mm-hmm. They wound up living simple lives, avoiding most commercial forms of entertainment. So they didn't really like watch TV, didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Almost went the way of like, was it Mennonites? Mm-hmm. Or Amish.
Yeah.
And in 1955, Victor died, and his wife, Florence, continued the work.
What a lovely name, Florence.
She convinced hundreds of people around the country to gather in Waco, Texas, because she predicted the end of days to happen on April 22nd, 1959.
Well, I guess she was wrong. What happened after what happened after all these people got together and it came by and nothing happened?
After that prediction, after a lot of people came, they kind of broke off into groups.
Well, yeah.
Because this was like hundreds and hundreds of people in this little cult.
Yeah, this compound.
And in 1962, Florence announced that she disbanded her following. And the compound was called Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel. That sounds yummy.
Mount Carmel compound.
But so it's just like, oh, sorry guys, I guess I was wrong. Well, I guess let's disband. See ya.
So one of the factions from Florence's movement bought out the compound, and the guy's name was Ben Rodin. And he named renamed the movement the General Association of Davidian Seventh-day Adventists. Mm-hmm. Try to say that one 10 times fast.
What is it? It's
the General Association of Davidian Seventh-day Adventists.
Where does it say it? I'll try to say it. Okay, the General Association of Davidian Seventh-day Adventists, 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 the General Association...
Davidian. You're saying Dividay.
Dividay. I guess I can't say it. That's your answer.
Ben wanted to lead the church into a more living branch instead of a doomsday-feeling church.
Ben Wolf wanted to lead the church?
Ben Roden.
Oh, we know a Ben Wolf.
We do know.
We do know
a Ben Wolf.
A Ben Wolf.
No. You're thinking Brant.
Brant, yeah, I'm thinking
Brant. You're thinking Brant.
Brant's middle name is Ben.
I don't know Ben Wolf.
Do I know a Ben Wolf? I guess I don't.
I don't know Ben Wolf.
Brant Wolf.
Brant Wolf, you know.
We don't know any other Brants, so do we?
Nope.
Anyway.
He called his members to be pure in life and promised that Christ would would return soon after they reached a state of moral maturity.
Interesting.
So, like, they all had to be at a certain maturity in order for Christ to come.
So if, like, one of them...
So instead of saying, like, Christ would be here, like, now.
So if, like, a couple
without
of them...
the fart.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't do the fart because that would be immature. You have
No, if you laugh at it, it would be immature.
I laughed at it.
Oh, see, then we're not ready to see Christ.
So if one of them was, like, running around and, like, drawing penises everywhere, then they wouldn't be ready.
Yeah. Well, they had, like, little kids on this property,
like,
too.
Damn
like,
it, Steve!
How mature can little kids be? Like...
Well, I guess it depends on the little kid, but Steve, who's going around drawing penises everywhere, is definitely not going to make it into heaven.
Anyway, Ben died in 1978, and the members were torn between his wife, Lois, and his son, George.
Peter!
Shut up! Oh no. Shut up, Meg!
The Christ is coming, Peter!
Anyway.
Peter Griffin would not. No. Like, he would be way too immature.
So, Lois found an ally in a young convert named Vernon Howell. Mm-hmm. And when Lois died in 1986, George, Ben's son, gained control. But within a year, Vernon had asserted himself in leadership, in a leadership position, and became the head of the compound. And then he adopted the name that makes this a little bit more famous, known as David Koresh.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
David Koresh is, in a sense, the main antagonist or protagonist, whatever side you're wanting to put on this.
Have you ever heard of the show called The Path?
I've heard of it. I kind of wanted to watch it because
really
it has
good.
that one actor that plays what's his name
in Hannibal?
No.
Oh no, the one. It's got the one guy that's in Hannibal, and it's got the one guy that is in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
of. The only thing I can think of is like
in
between him and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
They can say bitch the most times.
But anyway, it's a really good show. Not advertising for it anyway, but
wow, that makes me feel old. I refer to him as Freddy Krueger. How many people can you think
I have no idea. Who can say that they've actually, like, that are, like, kids nowadays, can actually say that they've seen all of the movies of Freddy Krueger?
I only saw a few of them.
I've seen all of them.
Because, like, after a while, like,
I
really retarded.
Yeah, I had a sleepover where we were just watching all of the movies and laughing at them. But anyway, The Path is about pretty much what this is. It sounds a lot like it was based off of this.
So, anyway, David Koresh claimed to have a Masonic figure, but not being the Messiah.
Okay.
So, like a reincarnation of Christ, for
Yeah.
instance. He announced to his followers, this is where things get, like, weirdly sketchy, to follow a polygamist style of ideology. Mm-hmm. And in 1989, asserted that he was the perfect mate for all females on the compound.
Huh.
So, he made the followers believe that him and him alone could only father the new world leaders.
Okay.
And he also convinced the males to be celibate.
Wow.
So all males that were on that compound